The decision to start a family can be one of the most exciting decisions a couple can make.
But that doesn't always mean that the end result is easy. Tonight, NBC Action News anchor Mark Clegg examines a growing alternative that is proving to be a win-win for some couples.
Infertility can lead couples down a long road filled with hopes and setbacks. But even after a family is complete, some couples find one more crucial decision waiting. Now, more and more couples battling their own baby blues are offering a solution. It's called Embryo Adoption.
They ask for a seat and a bite to eat.
Story time is special time at the Craneshaw's home in Olathe. For 3-year-old Eli, one of his favorite stories is his own.
Tell me the story of how I came in our family.
Julie and Kirk Craneshaw adopted Eli and his baby brother Andrew, and though they're adopted, Julie also gave birth to both boys.
Happy birthday, dear Dr. Jordan.
In Shawnee, Jay and Lisa White celebrate their triplets' 5th birthday. Joshua, Jordan, and Mackenzie are also adopted, as was big brother Caleb. But just like the Craneshaws, Lisa also gave birth to the triplets.
It's quite funny because they want to hear the story again. And they're always asking questions about how God put us in your tummy.
It sounds complex, but wait, there's more. The Whites triplets and the Craneshaw son Eli are actually biological siblings. Siblings conceived through in vitro fertilization by their genetic parents, Jerry and Leanne Vossen of Texas. They offered up their leftover frozen embryos for adoption after they completed their family.
I mean, just looking back 5 years ago, it's, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
We first introduced you to the Whites and the Vossens 5 years ago when Lisa White was pregnant with the triplets. At the time, embryo adoption was in its infancy. Couples like Jerry and Leanne faced tough decisions about what to do with their leftover embryos after successful fertility treatments.
The families that make these embryos that end up with adoptive families are committed to life. And they believe that life did start when those embryos were made.
Chris Probasco has been arranging adoptions for 36 years. More recently, she's focused on embryo adoptions as more and more couples look for alternatives to destroying them.
They do have to work with the dilemma of my children's siblings will be raised in another family, and how can I wrap my mind around that and be okay?
When the Whites completed their family, and with more embryos remaining from their original adoption, they connected the Vossens with the Craneshaws.
Embryo adoption was really exciting to us because we got to experience pregnancy, and yet it was an open adoption so our kids would know where they came from, where they started.
The Craneshaws and the Whites both chose open adoptions with the Vossens. In fact, our cameras were there 5 years ago when the Vossens visited the Whites for the first time when the triplets were just 3 months old. Today they stay in touch like extended family, and the Craneshaws also spent time with the Vossens when their son Eli was 18 months old. They all admit it might sound a little awkward, but any fears were quickly relieved.
Well, it was nerve-wracking, but Leanne is so easygoing and just kind of come on in, your family.
In 2003, there were an estimated 100,000 embryos frozen in storage around the country. Today, that number has grown to 500,000. The Whites and the Craneshaws hope more families will release their embryos for adoption.
I just wish women would research it a little bit more. I've talked to, I can think of a couple of women now that they say all they want to be is a mom.
The doctor said that there was a man and woman who would help us.
Probasco uses books and other means to educate families, and she admits it's probably not for everyone.
If an embryo is placed, it's not guaranteed that we will have a successful pregnancy.
But for these couples and their families, they say it's an option definitely worth exploring.
That rather than just getting a bill from the frozen storage service every year, we'll know that there is an option for them and there is a way for these children to have a chance.
There are some anonymous embryo adoptions where the genetic parents never know the outcome, but open adoptions are much more common. That gives the children access to things like their medical history and the genetic parents some idea of the children's whereabouts and how they're being raised. For more information on embryo adoption, visit our website, NBCActionNews.com. Mark Clegg, NBC Action News.